wouldn't have to, we could, as long as we started.
Well, no, if you do a street or sidewalk reconstruction, if you're going to tear up the sidewalks, you do have to do the ramps. If the sidewalk that's being replaced is a block here or there, that's different than having to redo the entire sidewalk. But there's some chunks of First Ward that are in pretty difficult shape, I think. We can get an inventory of what our involvement is.
Yeah, I
And
can certainly do that.
that's
Well,
not,
that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, I think it's,
Yeah.
I think it's pretty easy. We keep not wanting to answer the question, Doug, and I mean, I don't even know whose responsibility. Is it your responsibility to go inventory this and come back to us with how many and where? Is it yours, or?
I would assume it's mine. I'm not sure. I mean, that's part of,
I think it's zoning.
that's part of the code, you know, as far as,
Well, I think I feel like we're asking a question and nobody understands what we want, and I think we just want to know what the liability is, what the exposure is, and then we can make a decision. It's not, I don't think it's that difficult.
well, I can make an inventory of, you know, how many intersections that.
And then
First Ward's going to-
maybe an estimate of how much it costs to do an intersection.
we can have that for you.
Yeah, we can,
I think that's what we need. I think we could be spending a lot of money, or
Yeah, I
we
mean,
have no idea. Do we wake
Well,
up someday?
the
and
thing
be short?
is, when we've talked about replacing sidewalks on Second Avenue, Third Avenue, and some of those, it came up to the fact that some of the people living there were complaining, because there's other places around town that their sidewalks are in bad shape too, or don't exist, or whatever the case is. So it's something we need to take a look at, even by the request of the citizens who are questioning that. So we at least need to get an inventory, and that's what Doug is starting with, to see what is, and rather than doing the whole town, we decided to do it one ward at a time. And since number one is the first number.
Well, could we
That's
do
why
it?
it got started
I
there.
don't care, I'm not arguing that,
Yeah.
Bonnie, and
Yeah, but it's
I just want us to know how much it's gonna cost to do Ward 1.
well, and this is it.
And then we'll
Doug is
figure out
just-
if we need to do all of Ward 1.
Doug is just sharing this
or part
because
of
it's
it.
just something that's getting started.
Right.
And he's letting you know that that's how it's gonna be done, that we're not gonna do the whole town, we're gonna start by doing one ward at a time. And each one will be a little different as far as cost and how many you find. So
I
he's just in the
understand that.
starting stages and letting you know that that's one of the things they're working
Well,
on.
But I think it's important to know what we're doing before we
Right.
start sending letters out to
Yeah.
people and then.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe we can only afford to do half of First Ward or something 1 year. And maybe it's gonna take a 10-year project, 10 years to do it instead of 5, maybe each ward a half a ward a year or something.
Well, that's something we'll see.
Well,
I mean,
We need,
it's,
if we know the dollars, but if we just open up and say, do.
this
First
isn't
Ward.
that complicated. It's
Well,
not
no,
that
and he's-
complicated.
And he's not saying it is. He's
No, but
just
he's not
letting you
giving-
know
we
he's
don't
getting
have
it
an
started,
answer.
because he hasn't, he's
gonna
just
Just bring us
starting.
some information.
He's gonna
And will
get us
give us an
Bring us-
answer once he's getting it started. He's just letting you know what we're starting and where we're starting and why.
Hey, Doug, is there any, I heard a rumor about a building falling down on Chatham Street. What's the story on that?
some of the fascia fell off the back of the building. And that happened early Saturday morning. And I wanted to have him bring in a structural engineer to actually look at it, you know, to see, and he talked to some engineers, and they said just bring in a contractor, so he's getting a hold of a contractor to take a look at it. But looking at the building, I'm pretty confident, you know, some more of that may fall off the back, but I don't think it's gonna affect the integrity of the building itself, because it's wedged in between two other buildings.
I went and looked at that up there. It looks to me like that second floor has dropped about a foot.
Well, what you're seeing back there, Denny, is actually what happened was there's an arch over that was a window at one time, there was an arch over it, that all fell out, and that wood was all above that window. You're not actually seeing, if you get up and,
I ain't getting nothing.
I understand, but if you go up and look at it, the floor has dropped a little in, but just on that back corner, because one of that last floor joist is pulled out of the pocket, and
Right.
it's let it come down a
It's-
little bit, but it's only maybe down this far. If you look at it, so I'm not really real concerned with the building falling down, even though more of that back might fall off.
But the people did have to move out until at least is approved that it's safe for them to go back in and
Right, then
such.
there was, one person in Mark White's, and that's the downstairs apartment on the north building, excuse me, and two people above the building that had actually, one of them, both of them are basically owners. One's the owner's son living in one apartment, and then the owner lives in the other half of the building that he owns, so.
Okay,
I think one thing, discussion with Doug tonight here shows we need to get on that workshop schedule that we talked about at the planning session back in January or February, because Doug's really looking at us some feedback on what does the council want done, and probably wasting a lot of TV time talking about.
Well, I mean, it's good for the people to hear this too,
Yeah.
because, it's gonna impact, everybody eventually if you get a
Mhm.
sidewalk in front of your house.
Yeah.
That needs to be repaired.
Mm-hmm.
anything else you'd like?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. I don't see Laura. I think our police chief is the only other department head here, unless somebody's hiding on me. Nothing tonight? Okay. Did I miss anybody? I also would like to chime in with everybody else in thanking the committee for the Aquatic Center, the job they've done, and for the length of time they've done this job. I'm amazed that they're still hanging in there, and the citizens that they actually got out. I was totally shocked at the percentage of the yes votes and was very pleasantly surprised at that. The other thing that is coming up is this Saturday is the underground tour in the city, from the mill. So anybody that's interested in doing that, who has not done our underground tour of our town, that is up this Saturday. I don't have all the specifics on it. Other than that, I don't have anything else to add, and I will ask for a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion.
Motion from Grover, second from Vaughn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Thank you very much.